All right, everybody, good mid-morning to you. I am forecaster Nick Dunn with an update here with you regarding today's risk of severe weather. We've had some changes over the last couple of hours in terms of what we anticipate may happen today across the region. I'll give everybody just a few seconds to join us here this morning. Again, we are watching for a risk of severe weather, mainly during the afternoon and evening hours of tonight. We are watching for a risk of damaging wind gusts. We could also see some reports of hail, and we could even see a tornado or two somewhere across the region here as we get into the afternoon hours. So, everybody just a minute here to join in. I won't keep you too long this morning. I know everybody's probably working and, trying to, get your day going and keep it going, I guess you could say. We are past the halfway point of the week, so we're getting closer to the weekend, which is a good thing. So, we got quite a few viewing here now, so let's kind of get started here real quick this morning. So, you're looking at radar and satellite right now. We do have an area of showers still moving across the mid-Ohio Valley. That should move out of here before noon today, and we are starting to see some sunshine across parts of the region. Those of you that are watching, I'll put this into motion for you so you can kind of see the loop. It'll take just a second to load here, but what you're seeing on satellites, you're starting to see some pockets of sunshine and clearing taking place across parts of the region, and that's going to allow for temperatures to warm up into the 50s and maybe even some 60s this afternoon for some of us, and that is only going to kind of fuel the instability just a little bit more for that risk of some showers and some thunderstorms. Where I'm at in Columbus, we've got some sunshine and some clouds out there as well. Clouds will be a little longer to clear the further east and north you are, but we do have a clear slot kind of starting to develop here still back across southeast Illinois, southern Indiana. This will continue to move northeast, and I do expect a good deal of sunshine for a lot of us as we get into the afternoon hours. So that's only going to kind of fuel the overall feel to today, feeling more spring-like than winter across the region. So that's something we'll have to kind of keep our eyes on here through the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures, again, already in the 40s and 50s, dew points in the 40s and 50s as well. So it's been kind of a rainy morning across the region, but that will kind of change here. We'll see some sunshine, some dry time. And then obviously, the big reason that we're live here this morning is I do want to kind of share with you some of the changes from the Storm Prediction Center that kind of took place overnight. So let's turn on the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today and kind of zooming it in for you. We'll kind of take a pretty close look at this. This is an enhanced risk or a level 3 out of 5. This is the first time during the month of January that we've had a risk this high across the entire region. So Columbus, Springfield, Urbana, up to Marion and Mansfield, Mount Vernon, all of you are in this level 3 risk. And this is, they elected to upgrade this because of the overall risk of seeing damaging winds appears to be a little higher in this particular zone. So from parts of the Miami Valley through central Ohio and even into north central Ohio, this could be the bullseye today for somewhere to see a good concentration of damaging wind reports, somewhere on the realm of 60 to 65 miles per hour. I'll show you that wind probability. As you can see, they've kind of got that honed in right in our neck of the woods here. So that's kind of where things are going to be, and this is where the hot zone may be. Now, across the rest of the region, we still do have a pretty substantial level 2 out of 5 risk across most of the rest of the state of Ohio into the West Virginia Panhandle and back towards the Ohio-Indiana border, and then a level 1 out of 5 risk is still with us here across parts of southern Ohio into West Virginia and the far northern and northwestern counties as well. So very interesting to continue with this overall trend here this morning. We've seen some upgrades in this risk, and that's kind of where things are standing right now. So if you have any questions, let us know. We'll do our best to answer them here for you. So we're kind of watching this for you. Timing on this between about 1 and 9 p.m. Still looking to be a pretty solid bet in terms of when these storms will develop and work across the region. So let's kind of share some of that model data here with you. Just real brief. It looks like we do have a full model run available from some of our 12Z models. So let's kind of look at some of that here for you. We'll give it just a second here to hopefully download for us so we can kind of get a look at this here for you. See if we can get this to pop up. Right now it's not wanting to, but try it one more time. Otherwise we may have to pull up another. There we go. All right, so here's 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll kind of fast forward towards when the storms are going to start to develop here for you, kind of towards that mid-afternoon type time frame for us, that 1 to 2 p.m. And now it's not really wanting to cooperate, so I'll try one other platform to see. It's just not wanting to work this morning, so I apologize about that. But again, the overall risk is going to kind of be in that 1 to 9 p.m. time frame for us. And again, the main threats are going to be damaging wind gusts. I will show you the risk of a tornado today. It's not zero. It is something that we do need to keep our eyes on. This is a 2% risk that we could see a brief tornado. Not looking at a tornado outbreak today, but we will have to kind of keep an eye out for this, a tornado or two possible, primarily in this dark green zone. Again, it's not a guarantee that you will see it, but it is something we do need to kind of keep our eyes on here as we continue to move on through the rest of the afternoon for us there. Now I think it's starting to populate the model data for us. Let's see if we can get 3 o'clock to pop up. There we go. So by 3 p.m. this afternoon, we do anticipate some showers and storms really beginning to fire up and develop across southeast Indiana and into southwestern Ohio, and these will organize pretty quickly. We have enough energy aloft today for these storms to really start to fire up and get going through the afternoon hours. So by 4 o'clock, we're kind of talking that I-75 corridor up to about the US 30 corridor. And again, you can see some of those darker reds, and they're indicative of some of the heavier returns, some of the heavier precipitation, and that risk of showers and thunderstorms still definitely present. By 5 p.m., we kind of get closer into central Ohio. Now you see this looks more linear in nature, but I want to caution you because even within lines of thunderstorms, as we all know, you can get a brief spin-up tornado or two during these particular types of events. So don't get caught off guard. Don't let your guard down today just because, you see a line coming through and we're used to seeing lines of storms. We're used to seeing windy conditions. This line's going to pack a punch. And once this passes, I do anticipate much colder air working into the region. And the good news is once this line does pass your particular location, your risk of severe weather is going to be done for the rest of the afternoon. So by 6 o'clock, we're kind of talking from Toledo down to about Lancaster through Mansfield, down towards Portsmouth as well. And by 7 o'clock, this will be approaching into more of the Mid-Ohio Valley, kind of up and down that I-77 corridor. Cleveland down to Dover, Cambridge, and Parkersburg getting in on some of the action. By 8 o'clock this evening, that line continues. And as you can see, a lot of moisture with that line as it kind of translates into more of a rain threat. I do think the risk is lower the further north and east you go, but obviously the risk is still there for today. But that's kind of where things are. And then by 9 o'clock, this line is pretty much out of the region. I do want to show you a couple other model perspectives as well. So let me back this up just a little bit. This is the NAM, the North American model, and this is a higher resolution product that we typically like to use. And looks like it may be struggling a little bit on its own there this morning. But at least you got a kind of a look at seeing what model data is kind of showing for us through the rest of the afternoon today. So something we'll keep our eyes on. But again, going back to this tornado risk, not to dismiss it, but it is certainly we will have to kind of keep there. Not a high risk for today. Just 1 or 2 tornadoes are possible. And again, given the linear nature, there should be primarily a damaging wind threat. And that's why the enhanced risk is out there is for damaging wind. And then also not to mention there's a little bit of a large hail threat. And that's more for the first few hours that the storms are kind of semi-discrete or just starting to form into a line. That's when our best chance of seeing some of those hailstones, maybe up to quarter size would be. But in general, the overall risk for today is primarily damaging wind gusts, as you can see highlighted there in the red area in particular. Is our highest area or highest risk, if you will, of seeing damaging winds upwards of 60 to maybe 65 miles per hour. Again, kind of centered in on central Ohio back into portions of the Miami Valley and into north central Ohio as well. Again, not anticipating an outbreak by any means, but it's something we're going to kind of keep our eyes on. I know we mentioned last time we weren't really anticipating this risk to increase, but certainly, kind of getting up and looking at some things this morning. Dew points are running a little higher than models anticipated. Temperatures might get up into the upper 50s, low 60s this afternoon. And so that in itself, this time of year does not take much. On a traditional spring-like day, we're used to seeing, sunshine, temperatures in the 70s, a very muggy type feel. You're going to walk outside today, and yes, it is humid, but it's not your summer-type humidity. So we certainly do have some moisture that is available. We're going to be tapping into some energy now that the sun is starting to come out. that'll get those instability values up a little bit. We'll just kind of watch and see where things go through the rest of the afternoon hours. So for right now, again, just have ways to receive warnings. Our team is here. We're keeping a pretty close eye on this risk-free, and we'll be back with more updates through the rest of the afternoon as needed. I'm forecaster Nick Dunn reporting. Have a great day.